Did you know there are 7 common mistakes that families make when beginning the adoption process? Yeah, you heard me. 7 mistakes. Hi, I'm Stephanie A, and I'm the adoption lady, and I'm here to walk us through so you don't make those same mistakes. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes that families make is creating their adoption profile before they even decide not only what kind of adoption they're going to do, but what agency they're going to work with. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do your profile. A lot of people are just so excited to get started in the process. And so they look online and they see adoption profiles and they're like, hey, I can do this too. And chances are that it's a lot harder than you think it is. And also, there are courses that really teach you what to say and not to say. And also, your placing agency could have very specific requirements that they want you to do for your profile, and even who you hire to do your profile. They may not want you to do your own profile. So don't jump on the bandwagon and just start doing your profile. Wait until you receive instructions on when it's time to do that. Number 2 is completing or starting your home study process before you even know what avenue of adoption you're going to pursue. There are 6 different avenues of adoption, and the 2 big differences are domestic adoption and international adoption. And an international home study is drastically different than a domestic home study. So be sure you know what avenue you're going to use and even what placing agency you're going to use, because some placing agencies won't take outside home studies. So be sure you know which direction you're going to go before you jump into the home study process. Number 3 is you just haven't taken the time to educate yourself. There is so much to learn about adoption, especially learning the viewpoint of what a birth parent feels and also what an adoptee feels as well. The more education you have about those 2 perspectives will be very beneficial to you in the long run in the adoption process. Next one is thinking the adoption process is too expensive and just unachievable. If you really, you heard the phrase, if there's a will, there's a way. And the same thing is with adoption. If this is truly something that you want to do, you will find the way to be able to afford the kind of adoption you want. It may take some time to save the money or to do fundraising or to apply for grants, but just know that there is a federal tax credit and there are different avenues to be able to help you to be able to afford the kind of adoption that you want to pursue. Not only that, there are different costs to each adoption process. So you may find that there's one avenue that's less expensive and just perfect for your family. So don't initially just look at the dollar signs and think this is unachievable, because families do achieve the goals that they want. 5 is not doing your research on who you're going to hire to help you with your adoption process. There are so many adoption professionals out there, different agencies, attorneys. Do your due diligence, do your research. Just don't come across and use the first agency you see in a Google search. Be sure you really understand and don't blindly trust an adoption agency that you see that looks like, the shiny penny and you go for it. So be sure you do your research and really understand the differences of the different kinds of agencies and the different avenues of adoption as well. The 6th mistake that families make is not really taking the time to understand and to know what kind of child you feel would be a good fit for your family. So not taking the time to look at race and whether a particular race would be a good fit for your family or not. Not all families are appropriate to be able to adopt a child transracially. So just really understanding your family. We take our families through education. It's called Transracial Training, and especially if they want to adopt a child of another race. So that way they fully understand what this means to not only the child, but also to your family, because there's a lot of extra things that you need to do when adopting a child transracially as they grow and preparing beforehand as well. So really understanding the kind of child that you want to adopt. I can't tell you how many times we have to do what are called addendums to a home study, where a family realizes, oh, I think I could parent this kind of a child, and then we're having to go back and amend the home study to include that kind of child that they would be a good parent for into their home study as well. And the last one, this is a big one, number 7, thinking that you can control the process. Unfortunately, adoption is really out of your control. The things that are in your control is choosing the professionals that you're going to hire. That is the biggest thing that is in your control. But beyond that, you just kind of have to let go. There's so much of the adoption process that's just done on faith. And you have to realize that there are things that you won't be able to control in the adoption process. And then also just having rigid expectations. Just know that you kind of have to go with the flow and just be ready for anything that will come along. So I hope you find that helpful. Be sure that you like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos that we have. And I'm always open to hearing what other ideas you have, additional videos that you want to see from me. So I hope I see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.